Alright, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmackDown week number 10. So, today's goal we had Velocity, which was the pre-show for SmackDown, of course. So, well, that was that. I'm getting a little bit lazy while doing this, because the addition of Metal, Heat, and Velocity necessarily are gonna... It's gonna take me a while to pull up, regular Raw, SmackDown, and ECW episodes, the regular ones, quicker, since we gotta do like the pre-show and stuff like that, which is why so for when we get to week 11, which will be when we finish this and Superstars, completely forgot about Superstars. So once we get to Raw, well, I guess once we get to Heat, which would be the pre-show for Raw, Heat, Metal, and what else? Velocity. Heat, Metal, and Velocity. They'll be shrunk down from 3 matches to 2. Along with, well, we shall see if they are, because they're actually putting up some okay matches so far, surprisingly. But, and Superstars, it has 5 matches, so it's like Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. So, I'm probably thinking to shrink down Superstars to 4 matches, probably even 3. Not fully sure on that, or should we keep it on 5? I'm not sure. But anyway, so Raw, SmackDown, so they will have 5 matches, stuff like that. So, I had something else I wanted to say, I completely forgot. Oh yeah, so, basically for this matchup, we got Nick Jackson and Xavier Woods. This is the Young Bucks versus New Day. Of course, Kofi Kingston, like I've said multiple times in the Humorous mode. Kofi Kingston, he is a part of his tag team with R-Truth, so he's not going to be associated with the New Day until I actually decide to make him be associated with the New Day, I guess. But for now on, he's gonna be still teamed up with R-Truth, stuff like that. Even though they barely are teamed up, that's because I want them to do their own singles thing for a couple of matches, and then like they'll go back to being a tag team, stuff like that. And so, well, that's that essentially. So on Velocity, we did have Big E versus Matt Jackson. Yeah, we did have Big E versus Matt. And so, Matt Jackson, he actually picked up a victory for Young Bucks. I believe this was the first singles victory and tag team victory for any one of the Young Bucks, or just the entirety of the Young Bucks in general. So, that's, I think, necessarily. So, that's kind of surprising. It's kind of surprising. So, let's see if Nick Jackson could continue that, if he could pick up a victory against Xavier Woods, like what his tag team partner Matt Jackson did on Velocity against Big E. Speaking of Velocity, your main event for Velocity, it was, if you guys checked back on the old Velocity episode, you guys would know. If you guys want to, you guys could check back on the old Velocity episode. It's necessarily the pre-show, so it's necessarily not that much storyline going into it. Just for use of having people who I don't want to be on the regular card, just still have time on the show, I guess. So, necessarily, that's what it's for. I still am sick, so necessarily my cold is not gotten any better. And if anything, I think it's probably started getting a little worse, because for you guys check on the past few episodes in Humorous mode, my cold didn't necessarily wasn't all that bad. For one of them, my voice was bad. The other one of them, I wasn't coughing. For all of them, I was coughing until this one. My voice doesn't sound that bad, but it still feels a little bit sore. So this cold is kind of getting in the way as well. Alright, so basically, main event for Velocity, it was Chris Hero versus R-Truth. And so Chris Hero, he did pull off a victory. It was kind of a victory against R-Truth though. So Chris Hero, he's having an interesting climb in the ranks. I guess ever since his rivalry with John Cena ended. Of course, he lost the rivalry, but ever since his rivalry has ended, Chris Hero getting a couple more wins from other people. But it was a count-out victory against R-Truth. So, that's that, I guess. Anyway, now, Xavier Woods, Fishman Suplex to Nick. Is that rope break? Nope. Only a 1 count, though. This cold is immediately annoying me. And, Nick, well, at least Nick Jackson, he had him. Trying to get a hold of him. And nails the brainbuster to Xavier Woods, but that was a rope break. Come on, Nick, you gotta move him away from the ropes. Called it before the referee couldn't call it. Therefore, that will be a rope break, yep. Stay away from the ropes, you idiots. Yes, that one hook. See the powerbomb. Nick Jackson, he could have just connected with it by just not letting go. Go quicker into the cover, but no. And Xavier, well, he had Nick, nails down Nick with the missed dropkick. Half leg crab. Is Nick Jackson gonna tap out? No. Okay, this cold is annoying me. And I feel like my voice got worse now. Oh my god. Anyway. So what's nails that DDT to Nick Jackson. Nick now doing so on this matchup against Xavier. Nails a close down top rope. And now Nick Jackson in a world of trouble. Gets easily dragged back into the ring. Xavier Woods on the roll here against Nick Jackson. Matt Jackson definitely looking on backstage. So is Big E. Fisherman suplex. Can this one pull away? Nope, never mind. One count again as well. Double underhook. And no, that's the rope break. Nick Jackson have to try to do something for Norris. No, and else the full Nelson suplex after the double underhook Tiger suplex. So those were some nice transitions. And now Xavier Woods, well, he had Nick. Nick answers back with a dropkick moments ago. And now punch by Xavier Woods to the Anaconda Vice type submission maneuver. No, because there's the Anaconda Vice. CM Punk over on Raw, not necessarily going to be too happy about that. Xavier Woods, nails, nope, never mind. Missed the leaping clothesline. Nick Jackson not doing so well in this matchup, but he is holding his all here. At least to say, nails the Hurricane. Does Xavier Woods. Later on, 2 gigantic matches for you here tonight. Later on, your last 2 matches definitely going to be huge. If you watched Velocity, you'll know the main event. And now Nick Jackson, oh, they actually almost picked up victory there with the DT. DTs on SmackDown, specifically from the SmackDown brand and SmackDown roster, they have been very deadly. DTs in general. And now wait, okay, that's confusing. Both of these men countering with sunset flips. I like that. Sir, what's Nick Jackson? Able to get the better. Well, here we go again. Once again, transition after transition to sunset flips. I like this. Full rush. Not full rush next week, but side rush next week. My bad. Xavier Woods probably could have went for the pin from there, trying to find a submission hold or just pick Nick Jackson up. Has him up. No, he didn't. And there goes Xavier Woods over the top rope. Front smoke drop from Nick Jackson. Young Bucks Nick Jackson on a roll so far. In, well, at least this stage of the matchup. That was going to jump off the top rope for a second. Bridges suplex moments ago. Xavier Woods on count of 4. Nick on count of 1. Nick could probably use that count out to his advantage here. Xavier could get count out here. I was doing good. I had a whole streak in where I wasn't coughing for a while. Anyway now. Xavier has to get back inside the ring on count 7 here. Nick, he's just going to be spamming the count, but of course the count's going to have to catch up with him. 6, 8, and Nick Xavier Woods gets inside the ring count of 8. Nick not able to just contain Xavier away from the ring in time, or at least for long enough, to say the least. Xavier Woods putting off the, I was about to say putting off the victory, no. Pulling off just the ability to get inside the ring at least. Nick Jackson missed all his strikes trying to hit Xavier Woods off his own Irish rope. Xavier Woods now. Ground pound on punches. Nick, he's going to counter transition to one of his own. Xavier Woods back to his own. That'll be a rope break. So far, a pretty back and forth matchup so far. Xavier Woods did have the upper hand on Nick Jackson for a while in this matchup. But now, pretty back and forth. But speaking of that, Xavier Woods now upper hand on Nick with that DT into a small and not small drop. My bad. MMA style submission hold, and Nick missing that super kick. Could have been a super kick party to start for Young Bucks here tonight, but no. So what's just the upper hand on Nick? They have been outwitting the Young Bucks. No, Young Bucks, they still have gotten a tag team victory, and now I feel like Xavier Woods could just go for a pin. I over exaggerated that because I didn't have to cough there, but Xavier Woods could just went for a pin. Easily got the victory off that brainbuster. But okay, figure for that lock now. Nick trying to fight back with some elbows, a kick. Nick Jackson upper hand here, probably pull off a super kick. That's what he's gonna have to do here. But he is busted wide open, so it's not necessarily going to help out his case. A little bit weak now. That blood pouring down from his face. Not necessarily going to be all that much good adrenaline. Xavier was trying to answer back with some strikes. Nails that moonsault. Nick has him. Well, at least he had him. Every time I say this person has this other person, it is quickly transitions, and I don't like it. Nick now off the DT. He can pin him. Pin Xavier Woods now into a triangle chokehold. Are you kidding me? He could just pinned him off the DT. You can pin him now. Wait, never mind. You don't have to. He tapped out. Okay. Okay. You guys already know why I'm late in calling this action because of this audio bar. If you guys watch Velocity, I give a whole explanation for the most part of the main event. So anyway, later on in the night, Cesaro, aka the person who has been very, very dominant, he did defeat Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler, of course, is #1 contender. Well, here's the main event: 6-pack challenge. #1 contenders for the United States Championship: Pete Dunne, Ryback, John Cena, Jinder Mahal, former United States Champion Hiroshi, Tanahashi, and former #1 contender Austin Aries. And Cesaro, he did defeat the #1 contender for the World title last week, Dolph Ziggler. He lost to Big E on Superstars, but Cesaro did lose a lot of blood in that matchup. That's actually a pretty brutal matchup on Superstars. And well, Cesaro, he'll get in a tough challenge. He'll face off against the World Heavyweight Champion Aleister Black in a non-title matchup. But Ziggler will face off against Aleister Black at the next pay-per-view, which will be Bound for Glory. Well, the next SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. And now German Suplex to roll up. The debut, well, no, the return of Heath Slater, he picks up a victory before I can even say anything. Okay, then. Heath Slater and Rhyno, way to return. The return of Heath Slater after like 2 or 3 weeks out. Probably 4 at this point. Of course, Heath Slater, he was out with an arm injury. Because he did injure his arm during the SmackDown Tag Team matchup at the SmackDown exclusive No Surrender pay-per-view, where DX defeated Rhyno and Slater to become the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Slater, he did injure his arm during the matchup, so that's that. He'd say returning with a big one. Also, it was against the newly formed team of Ultimo Dragon and Jueventud Guerrera. Jueventud Guerrera, he did make it to the semifinals of the Cruiserweight title tournament. Well, Ultimo Dragon, he got eliminated in the quarterfinals. So that's that, but they're a newly formed Cruiserweight type team. They're not going to be classified as a tag team. They'll probably have a couple of tag team matches here and there, because I really got no idea what to do with them. Of course, Cruiserweight division type, but we're just going to have to see what kind of storylines we could add them into. Probably a Pacific rivalry, or probably just regular no contenders type thing. If they win, of course. Anyway, now I was about to say they're returning Jay Lethal. Nope. Jay Lethal, he is debuting here in News Mode. And so, I wish I could just call all this in time, but sadly not. He makes his debut against Goldust. Imagine if he immediately got counted out there. Or Goldust got counted out. Easy victory for Jay Lethal. If Goldust is to get counted out. Jay Lethal, this is his debut here on News Mode, and his debut here on SmackDown as well. So necessarily that is that. See if Jay Lethal could pull off anything here in this News Mode, and he kicks things off. It was first ever matchup here in News Mode, and his first ever matchup here on SmackDown against Goldust, and Goldust not playing any games here. The veteran Goldust, the veteran status of Goldust, easily could teach young rookies that are on SmackDown. Well, of course, Jay Lethal ain't necessarily a rookie when it comes to wrestling, necessarily. Jay Lethal, of course, had a great career in TNA, where he really just mostly impersonated Randy Savage. So, that was that. TNA let him actually impersonate Randy Savage, so okay. And, of course, Jay Lethal cut his hair bald in Ring of Honor. So, this is what we're basing him off. We're basing him off the Ring of Honor type Jay Lethal. Like the 2015 type Jay Lethal, since that was probably better. I don't know, I don't even watch his matches anymore, to be fair. I probably watched like 1 or 2. 2016, 2015, I have watched more, and the TNA ones, I have watched a whole lot of the TNA ones. Currently, not that much, though. Do you know he still has, the diving elbow drop as his finisher, I believe? Or did it change? I don't know. Yeah, but now Goldust, he gets them flying off the Irish whip. No disqualification rules on the outside. Weapons are legal. Furniture is already legal inside the ring. But weapons are, of course, most likely... No, not most likely. They are legal on the outside. Jay Lethal now into a chin lock type maneuver. Goldust, not gonna let that stick around for long. Jay Lethal, Goldust back and forth here. Trying to get the upper hand in each other. Goldust, he does end up getting the upper hand on Jay Lethal. Now into a chokehold on the outside. That is legal. Sunset flip type maneuver. Or just a regular sunset flip. And now DDT from Goldust onto the outside. Jay Lethal definitely gonna feel the effects of that in the morning and later on in this matchup as well. That's head meeting concrete. Not necessarily a forgiven type of landing you necessarily want. And a suplex from Goldust. That was gonna be a brainbuster for a second, but no. Of course, that Madden, not necessarily all that soft. Not necessarily, not much of a good place to land on either. Just slightly helps you against the concrete. And two fairs mostly for decor, decoration, so. Not gonna really work out there. I just want this cold to go away. And now, so, upload schedule, I guess. I don't necessarily have an upload schedule. Because I know when I say I'm going to try to pull off this type of video on this certain day, I know I'm not going to be able to do it. Sometimes I could, sometimes I won't. For example, I necessarily, did I really say on Velocity that I was going to pull off SmackDown the day after? Because I did Velocity 2 days ago. And then yesterday I didn't do none, so I did record the SmackDown clips yesterday though. I could easily add a lot of clips and do a voiceover, but no, I didn't. Instead, I saved it for adding about clips to the voiceover today, like so. Today is Friday, so hooray! So Saturday and Sunday, which is tomorrow, and then of course Sunday. That shall be good. So definitely gonna be more consistent. Will GM mode probably come out in the weekends? By in the weekends, I mean like weekly? No, it's not gonna come out weekly. I just wanted to do. I did do like what, 3 episodes of GM mode, 3 or 4 episodes, 3 or 4 episodes of GM mode, in like a row. And then after that, I like didn't necessarily. I was procrastinating to do universe mode because I just wanted to get over GM mode with. Well, I wanted to get GM mode over with. Well, at least necessarily hurry up and get to Judgment Day pay-per-view, which I did. So now, if I go back to doing GM mode, we'll be up to episode 7. Yeah, we'll be up to episode 7, and that'll be the first SmackDown, the first show after the Judgment Day SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view on GM mode. So that was that. And so necessarily, that will be that, I guess. And I just want to keep doing more episodes of GM mode until we get to the next pay-per-view, which I haven't written down off of the 2003, 2004, 2005 type Ruthless Aggression era for SmackDown. So, yeah, I guess. So if I do GM mode, probably either later on in the day, I'll probably record clips later on in the day. Now, because I want to do SmackDown GM mode after SmackDown Universe mode. It would just make it kind of weird, I guess. But then if I do it after Superstars, Superstars will definitely be easy to record, since Superstars don't necessarily have all the much long matches. Hopefully not, because the reason to ask why the SmackDown show is so long for this one specifically is because we have like a 20-minute matchup. Go figure which one is going to be the 20-minute matchup, the 6-pack challenge or Ass Black versus Cesaro. I'll let you guys get that one. Spoiler alert, the 20-minute matchup, I'm not going to say the winner, don't worry, but 20-minute matchup is actually pretty good. It's pretty back and forth. Pretty good. I enjoyed it. So, nominees for the best matches here in the newest one. I'm trying to procrastinate time. I really don't care about this Jay Lethal and Goldust matchup. I wanted this to be so much shorter. Like, at least like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It's already been more than 2 or 3 minutes for this matchup. Basically, with Jay Lethal hopefully getting the win. I completely forgot who won this matchup, to be fair, though. I did record this yesterday, but I completely forgot the winners. I do remember the winners for the last 2 matches, though. At least I know that. But I completely forgot if Goldust actually defeated Jay Lethal in here or not, or if Jay Lethal defeated Goldust, so that's that. How many times I have to say that's that? I never usually say that in numerous mode. I'm saying that a whole lot. Right now, stuff to say. So, if I do GM mode, I'll get carried away and do like another 3 or 4 episodes after I do 1. Just so I could get over, just so we could go to the next pay-per-view. But, nah. I'm probably not going to do GM mode later on today. Mostly because I'm probably not going to need bar to... I am going to probably bar to record Superstars later on today. But then if I feel like it, I will probably add up all clips and do a voiceover for Superstars later on today. Once I do all the clips. Well, once I record all the clips, first of all. Probably just record all the clips and then just wait till tomorrow morning or afternoon. I'll probably wake up in the afternoon since I'm too lazy. And do that. Now, Goldust almost have victory here, can he? And yes, he does. Goldust with the roll-up. Picking a victory against Jay Lethal. Okay. I see you, Goldust. I see you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Goldust just immediately out of nowhere. Also, on the plus side, we have 2 clips. We have 2 clips. We have this first clip, and then we have the second clip. Oh, man. Well, this is... Okay, well, I feel a little bit off timed here, but anyway. Kevin Owens, he's back here on Universe Mode and he's attacking. He's making a statement on Hideo Itami. Hey guys, anyone remember when Kevin Owens was just a complete beast to kick off Universe Mode? Yeah, exactly. So we did have Kevin Owens attack Austin Aries before. We did have Kevin Owens attack Austin before. Now attacking Hideo Itami. They're returning Kevin Owens. Pop-up powerbomb. And the second one to Hideo Itami. This cough ruined the vibe. Well, ladies and gentlemen, anyway, Hideo Itami, of course, he is one of the newest superstars to SmackDown. Of course, with the addition of Jay Lethal. But Hideo Itami, he did have his first matchup against Austin Aries at the monthly live tour / house show. So, that was that. Joint brand between Raw and SmackDown. He still necessarily didn't have the storylines because it wasn't supposed to. It's just supposed to be random matches. Some random cross and promotion brand matches. Now Owens, mumble pop-up power bombs again. And the 4th one to Hideo Itami. Kevin Owens making a statement. Has him up again. Nails the brainbuster. And super kick. Kevin Owens with the super kick. Nailing down Hideo Itami. Ladies and gentlemen, KO. Kevin Owens is back. And the man who did injure him is your current World Heavyweight Champion. And it's Aleister Black. Of course, remember, Aleister Black did injure Kevin Owens' ribs in like one of the week... What, was it week 6? No, it was like, what, the week 4 or 5 SmackDown Fallout. SmackDown week 4 or 5 Fallout, in which where we did have Kevin Owens get... Well, we did have Kevin Owens try to attack Aleister Black. And that was before we even had a world champion. We did have Kevin Owens try to attack Aleister Black. It backfired, and then Aleister Black attacked Kevin Owens. Well, he retaliated against Kevin Owens' attack, smashed his whole body through glass multiple times. He did an elbow drop off of something, I can't remember what it was, to Kevin Owens with Kevin Owens on top of the glass. So that was that. That was pretty brutal. That's how Kevin Owens injured his ribs. From an elbow drop straight into glass. So that was pretty cool. So of course, KO, you gotta think. Try to make a statement again. Trying to prove that doesn't have no ring rust, although while he was out for the SmackDown exclusive No Surrender preview after trying to attack Aleister Black 2 weeks prior before the pay-per-view. So Owens could have actually qualified and made that matchup with Phil Fury, because that was my original plan for this. And now you guys see that there is black screen. Don't worry, I'll finish talking in a couple of seconds. So what I'm essentially gonna do is, now that this is on a black screen, I am going to end off this clip, add in the other clip with the voiceover, and then add up those 2 clips into one video, and then it's just going to take forever to upload, compress, and, you know, do all the data transfers and stuff. And the only thing that's going to be super quick is me doing the thumbnail, because I already have all these thumbnails set up ahead of time. Anyway, so clip number 1 is done. So, next up, Aleister Black versus Cesaro in a 6-pack challenge. No contenders for the United States Championship. And one of those matches are going to be 20-minute matches. You guys can hurry up and guess before the matchup starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we end off this clip. Go to the end. And here we go. Quick transition from the first clip to the second clip, mostly because this video editor cannot record. It could record like over an hour. I haven't tested the limit. I guess it just depends on my space. So I could do as much until my space runs out of like clips and videos of time limits and stuff, but it doesn't depend on the time limit. It really does depend. No, it does, because after I try to do, 45 minutes of audio? So if I do 45 minutes of a voiceover, it's just going to randomly crash, and then I'm going to have to do it all over again, then when I have to do it all over again, it's not going to work, because it can't do over 45 minutes of audio. Which is why this episode of SmackDown, since it's over 45 minutes, I actually have to be worried, and which is why I had to split up the clips individually. So we had clip number 1, then we went to the black screen like usual, which is why we didn't have our outro. Clip number 2, with these two matches, this 20-minute matchup is mostly the main problem, and yes, this 20-minute matchup is the one you guys are seeing right now, non-title matchup. The man who defeated the number 1 contender for the world title, Dolph Ziggler, on last week's episode of SmackDown. That was a hell of a match. Of course, Dolph Ziggler, he's had some great matches here in New Year's Mode, so of course, we're giving Ziggler a push. And of course, as Black World Heavyweight Champion, he was a special guest referee at the Live from MSG pay-per-view, which was joined branded between Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. It was on week 8. And we did have, since in week 6, we had SmackDown's pay-per-view. And there's Black won the World Heavyweight title on week 6 of the, on the No Surrender SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. So, we didn't have him defended at week 8, because then we only have 2 weeks of storyline to develop. And since it's the World Heavyweight title, we're not just going to do a number of turns matchup. That's for the WWE title. The WWE title is not all that, it's important. But to me, the most important title in this universe that I'm going to make the most important title is the World Heavyweight title. The ECW title just keeps jumping around between different wrestlers, so it's a little bit of a complicated mess. But at least we actually do have some hardcore guys holding it. So that's that, basically. So, World Heavyweight title is more prestigious. So what we basically did was that we made Dolph Ziggler and Ryback had their 3rd ever matchup against each other. Well, it was their 4th ever matchup against each other, if you want to think of it, really. But the triple threat at the No Surrender pay-per-view, Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, and Aleister Black. The original plan was to make Kevin Owens be in it, so it could be a fatal 4-way for the world title. But of course, Kevin Owens got injured, and so we set that into a whole storyline. So we turned it into a triple threat, but that was my backstage, like behind-the-scene type plan to make it a fatal 4-way. And we'll announce it as a fatal 4-way 2 weeks before the No Surrender preview. So, but sadly, when I was thinking of that, Kevin Owens got injured, so then I announced it as a triple threat. So, that was a missed opportunity. But, of course, anyway, the 3rd ever singles matchup. The 4th ever meeting between Dolph Ziggler and Ryback, but it was the 3rd ever singles matchup. First meeting, Ryback won. Second meeting, Dolph Ziggler won. 3rd meeting, Ziggler won in a 20-minute matchup. I believe it was 20 minutes, right? Yes, it was. So, SmackDown, they're having a whole lot of good 20-minute matches. Although, basically, they've only had 2 at this time. We've only had 2 20-minute matches. Both of them have been from SmackDown. Ryback and Dolph Ziggler in that number 1 contenders matchup with special guest referee, world champion Aleister Black. Dolph Ziggler, he did win that one against Ryback after 20 minutes. This is like a 23-minute matchup here, Cesaro and Aleister Black, so this one's going to take forever. I'm just trying to stall as much time as I could. Well, I do hate it on YouTube whenever people just don't call the action for like universe mode, stuff like that. Like anything. I really just do hate it, but I do it myself, so I shouldn't be talking, to be fair, so I apologize for that, because I actually do it myself, because I run out of things to say, or I just don't want to call the action in general. So, anyway, look at the star rating, 4.4, right? So now, of course, since this matchup goes on for an incredible amount and length of time, the star ratings, they do shrink down to like 2 something, or probably, I believe it shrinks down to like 1 star later on. I'm not spoiling anything important. Like, I'm not spoiling the winner. I'm going to say, oh, this person's going to defeat this person later on. But just know, once we get to the 20-minute time limit, that's when we get to the near the end of the matchup for only a couple of minutes. So, of course, Cesaro off the elbow drop. Only a 2 count. Ass back to kick up. Nails the missed drop kick. Then the moonsault. Ass back to World Champion. Show no mercy against Cesaro. Cesaro, he did defeat number contender Dolph Ziggler. And so, Ryback, he has slumped down for main event type for the World Title. He shrunk down the mid card for the nicest title. So, yeah. Your main event stars basically here in viewers mode for SmackDown part of viewers mode. The Raw one is a little bit on mess. I'm trying to make a bird reel go up to the main event scene for Raw for the title. I think he's still in the mid card scene because he didn't win the number contenders battle royal. I basically wanted him to win that. Same saying, he shrunk down from main event type division to like X division, which is basically Raw's version of the Cruiserweight title. ECW's Hardcore Lightweight title is that part for like SmackDown's Cruiserweight title. Well, more like X division and Intercontinental title, so mid card. So that's that. But Bird Real, King's still in mid card basically. I'm trying to pull him up to the main event, but SmackDown's main event superstars, we have it more highly talented. We have great independent wrestling guys. We have great former Ring of Honor talents, Cesaro. We have great former PWG talents like Tommy End, aka Ashback, your World Champion. We have Dolph Ziggler, so that's always a good one. I'm always gonna put Ziggler in the main event division no matter what. And we also got Ryback. Well, at least we had Ryback. I think Ryback slumped down. I'm giving him a shot at the United States title, so that's that. Some of you guys probably might be saying, why isn't like John Cena or Austin Aries or like Hiroshi Tanahashi in the main event title division? John Cena's really just in the serious mode for used to being here. We're not gonna necessarily have him become champion. Well, he will probably become champion later on, but like we're not gonna have him. We're gonna give him a shot at the World Title somewhere around the line, but he's gonna have to earn it. So we're just not gonna randomly give it to him. For each humorous mode, we either give them rematch clauses, or we make them earn it via number contenders matches, stuff like that. Or they could just easily make a statement themselves by making a statement without doing number contenders matches, or without actually having any type of rematch clause. That's even if they do. So of course, you know, we shall see. But Hiroshi Tanahashi, he's just gonna be in the mid card division, in the mid card type picture. For now, of course, you know, Tanahashi, he should begin the main event push. So should Kazuchika Okada. Okada, he is in this year's mode. He is on SmackDown. We haven't had him that much because Okada, I believe we gave him a shot at the United States title. He did lose the fatal 4-way to terminal contender for the United States Championship. Of course, Austin Aries won that. Then, you know, the whole storyline for the United States title with the whole Austin Aries and Hiroshi Tanahashi trilogy, and by trilogy I mean 3 matches, that third one being the triple threat in which the person who wasn't even involved in the storyline of the matchup won, and that was Jack Swagger. So that was that, but that was my initial plan, to make Swagger debut in Euros mode and to make him win. But now thinking back on that, we didn't necessarily have a storyline, so I think it didn't really make sense to make Swagger win that one. Although, well, my initial plan was to like keep letting the CPU play the matchup until we got Swagger winning, and so Swagger, he did win the first matchup we did, so I didn't have to do it on multiple attempts. Swagger won the first attempt, so made it easier. 10 minutes, 50 seconds. Okay. Still somewhat far away. Of course, Kazuchika Okada, he's currently in the referee against Big Show. Well, necessarily, he's supposed to be in the referee against Big Show. I've set him up to be in the referee against Big Show. Because, of course, we had the Big Show Open Challenge on what week? I would like to say, what, week 7? Yeah, week 7, I think. I think it was week 7 or week 6. Week 6 or week 7. In which we have Big Show doing the Open Challenge, and and we had Okada answer the Open Challenge. Of course, Okada, he already had a couple matches prior. Okada, he debuted on week 4. He had a number one contenders matchup on like week 5 or week. Yeah, he had a number one contenders matchup on week 5. And then he had like his third matchup by answering Big Show's Open Challenge. So, essentially, Big Show, he did defeat Okada. Okada, he like had like it was like the underdog type gimmick. Well, type matchup, because, you know, Big Show, like the humongous, powerful type dude. in the rivalry. Okada, like the little tiny dude, but like everyone loves him, stuff like that. So yeah, and Okada, he actually did lose to Big Show, which I find, if that actually ever happened in real life, wrestling critics and wrestling marks, they would just disagree with that type of booking. But of course, that matchup will probably never happen. If it does, well then Okada has to come to WWE, which will be awesome, but it'll be very annoying for some WWE fans, since they're going to get a whole lot of bandwagons for Okada. So that's going to be annoying. Same like AJ Styles, same like Shinsuke Nakamura, same like Finn Balor. They have two main bandwagons, they never watched them before actual WWE. So I hate that. And or Big Show have to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Anyway, going away from universe mode now. I'm going away from real life. Think about real life. Anyway, that's actually called the action here. So Cesaro, I did notice a couple seconds ago, well, not a couple seconds ago, couple minutes ago. He is highly busted wide open. So Aleister Black, of course, very dangerous man here in universe mode. Seems like he is in NXT. So of course, makes him so pro, which is why Aleister Black should become NXT champion. But of course, the Fatal 4-Way qualifying matches currently in NXT, they're actually all pre-recorded, I believe. Johnny Gargano wins. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, Johnny Gargano is going to win the Fatal 4-Way, and then he's going to face off against Andrade Cien for the NXT Championship. I don't think that there was a spoiler for Gargano being Almas or Almas being Gargano, but Gargano defeats Killian Dane, Aleister Black, and who else is supposed to be in the matchup? I don't think Lars Sullivan was in the Fatal 4. They're all pre-taped. I don't think Lars Sullivan won the match with being the Fatal 4. Did he? I don't know. But anyway, John Gargano is gonna win the Fatal 4-Way. I forget who he pins, but John Gargano is gonna win the Fatal 4-Way, and then he's gonna face off against Andrade Cien for the NXT Championship. You're welcome. Hate me, just like completely hate me in the comment section, because I completely ruined NXT for you. Don't worry, I got spoiled myself like a couple of weeks ago. I think we've been knowing about that for like what, a week or two. I don't know, probably more. But the Fatal 4 qualifying matches, they were pre-taped. So was the Fatal 4. At least that was the rumor I heard. It could have been a fake rumor, and by rumors I mean news. That could have been some fake type stuff, or it could have actually been real. So if I end up being wrong about John Gargano winning, well then, you guys could laugh at me if I am wrong for John Gargano winning. Because to be fair, in reality, I'll actually like if Aleister Black wins. But, or Lars Sullivan. Or Chris Hero. Gargano, I feel like not yet, because, well, I feel like if Gargano is to win the NXT title, probably Tommaso Ciampa will probably return at that exact same time. I don't think there's a certain time for him set to return. But Tommaso Ciampa and John Gargano definitely going to feud for the NXT Championship. They have to. They have to before one of them or both of them get called up to the main roster. They have to, so it has to happen. Aleister Black now. Champion, get inside the ring and count 6. I thought I was going to jump off top rope for a second. Cesaro, elbow dropping, none. Absolutely nada. And Aleister Black missing the front drop kick. All you guys are hitting air and ground. What the air and ground do to you? Just try to hit each other. Cesaro's face now a bloodied up crimson mask here. Yes, I'm going to finally start calling the action. Since we're on the final few minutes of this matchup, I'm trying to stall time. Because sometimes calling this action can get boring. And so he's wanted to end. Well, at least for me. Sometimes these awesome back and forth matches that I watch when I pre-record it, they're awesome. But then when I try and call the action, I'm basically just seeing the same match all over again, and then it gets boring. Anyway, now, Aleister Black, Warhead champion with the armbar on Cesaro. Cesaro, just a busted, wide open face. Cesaro's face, all red, filled with blood. God, Cesaro thinking of how dangerous Aleister Black is, and if Cesaro is to get a shot at the World Heavyweight title, which he probably could if he does defeat Aleister Black in this non-title matchup. He did defeat Dolph Ziggler. Also, Samoa Joe and Cesaro, they had a rivalry before. Seth Rollins, Bushi, they had a rivalry. Of course, our main rivalries to kick off numerous mode in like week 1, week 2, stuff like that. For the SmackDown part of things, it was Cesaro, the face, Samoa Joe, the heel, Kota Ibushi the face, Seth Rollins the heel, John Cena the face, Chris Hero the heel, Kevin Owens the heel, Dolph Ziggler the face, and then transition to Ryback being in there, then Aleister Black, stuff like that. And then Kevin Owens getting eliminated out of the equation for the main event type rivalry. And now Cesaro gets that ring count of 8. Aleister Black, world champion. Imagine if he does lose to Cesaro here. You gotta think. Cesaro is just a credible #1 contender. Cesaro definitely could get a #1 contender shot after their SmackDown exclusive Bound for Glory pay-per-view, which is going to be after what? It's going to be, what, week 13, I think? Because we have to do Raw's pay-per-view. Raw's pay-per-view will be after every episode of week 12. SmackDown's pay-per-view will be after every episode of week 13. Easter's pay-per-view will be after every episode of week 14. So we're going to have a whole lot of pay-per-views to do. I already have all the thumbnails set up because I already have all the match cards set up. At least for the most part. We still need to set up some for like the ECW main event title picture. We still need to set up some like tag team trilogies. The New Day and Young Bucks, that is set up. See if we can set that up further. And now Aleister Black. He's barely having any type of drip of blood compared to Cesaro, who's probably losing a whole bunch of gallons. Brainbuster through that steel steps, not really all that so much hardcore because it's a rope break. If it wasn't a rope break, would have been cooler. And Cesaro just got sent flying from that kick. Now, half that crap, that's what Aleister Black did to make Dolph Ziggler tap out on the triple threat. And there goes Aleister Black over the top rope. Strength for Cesaro. Just look and see how resilient the Swiss Superman, Swiss Cyborg Cesaro is. I really don't like the Swiss Cyborg, so I really just like the Swiss Superman better. I like that nickname better. Because it makes more sense. Cesaro's not necessarily a cyborg. He's more like Superman, so. Or unless they're just going to keep that for Roman Reigns, John Cena, but whatever. And now Aleister Black. Did he nail the moonsault? Whatever, kind of. Cesaro now quickly just going to shove him away. Well, of course, you can never count out the guts and strength, speed, and resiliency of Aleister Black. You can never do that for Cesaro. Because Cesaro, all bloodied up face and everything, acting resilient as ever, still has enough strength and energy in the tank to be doing what he's doing. For example, this camel clutch onto Aleister Black. Imagine if Cesaro does win the matchup. Cesaro, he's been losing a whole lot of blood in Newer's mode. He did lose a whole lot of blood in his matchup against Big E on Superstars last week. And, well, he's losing a whole lot of blood in this matchup against Aleister Black this week on SmackDown. So, Cesaro, he's losing a whole lot of blood. He did lose to Big E due to him losing a whole lot of blood. He did lose to Big E on Superstars, so. And no, of course, we're not going to put Big E or Xavier Woods in the main event type division. They will stay in the tag team division. The highest they'll climb up to is the mid-card type division, so that'll be the nicest title. Xavier Woods will probably go to the Cruiserweight title division. Because he's not necessarily classified as Cruiserweight. And now Cesaro has us back up. Well, at least was trying to. Now into that bow and arrow type of submission maneuver. Or that surfboard. No, that was bow and arrow. As Black gets inside ring count 7. Cesaro gets inside ring count 3. And both these men just exhausted Cesaro. He's just limping his way here. Thought he was going to use to wait for a second. Aleister Black nails the moonsault. World Heavyweight Champion on a row against, well, challenger Cesaro. Well, Cesaro not necessarily a challenger who had become a challenger. This is non-title matchup, but Cesaro, if he does defeat Aleister Black here in this non-title matchup, necessarily will become a challenger, I guess. For a title, Dolph Ziggler currently a #1 contender. He is not scheduled to be here, just because we didn't have him booked. I guess we could have booked a segment with him, but nah. He's gonna have a day off because, to be fair, Dolph Ziggler, he's done probably the most matches here on Universe Mode, I think. Yeah, I think Dolph Ziggler has had the most matches here on Universe Mode. And if not, at least the most matches here on SmackDown, because he's been the hard worker of SmackDown, which is why we've given him this push. He has defeated many men, he has lost to many men. I believe Ziggler has won, no, I believe Ziggler has lost one more match than he has won, so, but he has had a whole lot of matches here. Cesaro gets side ring count 9, luckily. If he definitely did count out, then he'll probably not be all that credible in the World Title division. Well, of course, Cesaro, he has had an impressive showing, so he probably has proven that he could hang with the best of the best. Well, of course, we actually know that in real life, but of course, in-game type. We need to see what Cesaro's all about in the game, which I already know, because I've probably been having this game for like 3 or 4 years now. I've done too many matches with Cesaro, and many other superstars. And now Aleister Black just gonna drill down Cesaro, kind of onto the ropes. No, not the ropes, the steel steps. Now, ankle lock by Cesaro onto Aleister Black. Imagine Black taps out to something like this. That would be a very disappointing ending. Luckily, he didn't. World champion not doing so well. Now it's the moonsault, kind of. Also, legs of Cesaro. Cesaro not doing so well. Sharpshooter, but that is rope break. Cesaro just in the right spot at the right time, which was the ropes for the sharpshooter. Cesaro getting saved, being able to live to fight another day, to see and live and fight another day. But how long will that last? As Aleister Black now, upper hand on Cesaro. Cesaro not doing so well here. A bust of Cesaro. He is bruised. He is battered, and he is definitely gonna be limping for when he's walking. Well, he was already, and so is Aleister Black. Both these men, surprisingly, are not injured. I really am surprised. Also, that's a good thing. Good thing they aren't injured. Because if they do, well, then I'll completely ruin my plans. Because I already have all this planned ahead of time for what I want to happen and do with every superstar here at Universe Mode. We have the jobbers, we have the mid-cars, we have the tag teamers. We have the faces, we have the heels, we have the tweeners. The tweeners, or like, the faces. They're not faces, they're not heels, so basically the only tweener back then in the day, and still currently in the day, is probably Roman Reigns. Well, at least without the shield, he was a tweener, so it was like 50% heel, 50% face. I don't think there's currently no tweeners in the day or Universe Mode, to be fair, so. Aleister Black, you could count him as one, but no, we have him as a face. And now Cesaro on count 3 here, gonna have to hurry and get back inside his ring here. Or he could just buy his time until the time is right. Aleister Black with those broken steel steps, and just gonna throw it kind of on Cesaro. Did miss him a little bit. Cesaro, side ring, count 6 now. And now, half-leg crab from Aleister Black to Cesaro, and there goes Aleister Black, crashing and burning to the outside. Off of the counter from Aleister Black. Off the counter from Cesaro, my bad. Cesaro nails the baby. Overhead release suplex onto the champion, your world heavyweight champion of the world, Aleister Black, the face of SmackDown. Probably has met his challenge, probably has met his match against Cesaro, as you see these horrible star ratings from such a great matchup. Because as the matchup keeps going and they keep losing energy, star ratings get lower and lower and less credible of a matchup. Chinlock from Cesaro after he drilled down Aleister Black's head right into the mat. Black didn't necessarily have a good landing right there. And now Cesaro has him up, nails the body slam into the pin on the world champion. Can this one be it? And Cesaro picks up a victory against Aleister Black. What a hell of a matchup. Did my voice just change when I said hell of a matchup? Alright, whatever. Cesaro, he has pinned the world champion in a non-title matchup. Well, Ziggler, Black, whoever wins the world title, if Ziggler is to win the world title at the Bound for Glory pay-per-view, if Aleister Black is to stay world champion, you gotta watch out, because your most likely #1 contender for that world heavyweight championship is Cesaro after the pay-per-view is all said and done. We shall see on how Kevin Owens makes a statement, if he's gonna try to challenge for the world title again or not. Anyway, now 6-pack challenge. Here we go. Well, that was like what, a 23-minute matchup, so that was a little bit lengthy. This one's not as lengthy, because if you see the time on the video right now, so necessarily this is gonna be somewhat of a quick matchup. Austin Aries gonna try to pick up a victory against Jinder Mahal, in which he doesn't. So now, imagine if Austin Aries, imagine if he wins this. Imagine if Austin Aries or Hiroshi Tanahashi wins this matchup. Because, of course, Tanahashi, he's the former United States champion. Austin Aries, well, he has had many shots at the United States title. He's had 3. He lost the first matchup by Hiroshi Tanahashi getting counted out. He lost the second matchup by Hiroshi Tanahashi. Well, he technically won the matchup, but not necessarily, since Tanahashi did get counted out for both of Austin Aries' victories, I should say. And so, Tanahashi has walked out with the United States title. Then, of course, the triple threat, in which Jack Swagger made Austin Aries tap out, not to the Patriot Lock, but to a side hug takedown. So that was kind of a bad ending. Not to mention, that was to kick off the Live from the MC show as well. So, yeah. But imagine if Tanahashi wins this matchup. gets a shot. The United States title could probably become the first ever 2-time champion on universe mode. But of course, that's if Tanahashi is to win this matchup, and is to defeat Jack Swagger. Then of course, Austin Aries. We all know that he's probably had the most shots of the not probably, but he has had the most shots for the United States title. Now John Cena, he was just sitting on a chair, minding his own business till Ryback came along. Then Cena just gonna school Ryback. Jinder Mahal, imagine if he wins the United States title. Imagine the disrespect he will have for that championship. Imagine the respect John Cena would have for the United States title. So of course, some of complex styles, Ryback, necessarily he'll just carry the title like what it is, a championship, to be fair. I don't think there'll be anything specific that Ryback would treat that United States title like. Then of course, Tanahashi and Austin Aries, they just love to have the United States title. Tanahashi will probably become a 2-time United States champion, but of course, we can't look into the future yet. And of course, Pete Dunne could become the first ever UK person to hold the United States title. Well, he's here in Euros mode. Pete Dunne not necessarily a big part of this matchup so far because he's buying his time on the outside. Very smart from the bruiserweight Pete Dunne. He will be great to win the United States title, so that'll be cool. And now Ryback almost pulling off show shocking to Austin Aries. But no, just gonna place a spinebuster and Cena back suplex to Jinder Mahal. No one's noticing, count until Tanahashi breaks it up. Heck of a matchup so far. Jinder Mahal misses everyone, and straight for Ryback. Just suplex Hiroshi Tanahashi and John Cena, the ace of Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and well, the face of WWE, John Cena, the poster boy for WWE, John Cena, and the poster boy for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Really is Hiroshi Tanahashi when you think about it. You could say Omega, you could say Okada. You can't really say Minoru Suzuki, but I would love to say Minoru Suzuki, but no. But yeah. You could say AJ Styles or say Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, currently, you could kind of say Okada. But nah, I still say Hiroshi Tanahashi. Samoa drop to a side takedown from Ryback, if you did see that. John Cena headlock onto Tanahashi. And now Pete Dunne trying to pick up victory against Austin Aries. No, I mean Jinder Mahal. Not able to. How did I confuse Aries with Mahal? Oh, there. Anyway, now. Jinder Mahal and John Cena. Oh, this is interesting. Back suplex from Jinder Mahal. Well, not necessarily interesting since we did have this matchup a couple of times throughout the zone matchup. Cena goes through a table from Tanahashi just moments ago. John Cena taking out the equation probably for the most part. This matchup, Tanahashi could go to the outside. No, Pete Dunne brings it back to the ring. Jinder Mahal on the outside now. Ryback on the outside. We got 3 men inside. Got 3 men outside. Hiroshi Tanahashi goes to the outside of the ring. And Austin Aries could pick up victory. Yes, he does. Austin Aries off of the Hurricanrana pins the bruiserweight Pete Dunne. And Austin Aries, he's gonna get another shot at the United States title. It's like Austin Aries is the only one who gets shots at the United States Championship. It's ridiculous. This is his 4th shot at the United States title. This is Austin Aries' 4th shot. He lost the first matchup at the No Surrender SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view via countout. Well, he won the matchup because Tanahashi got counted out, but Tanahashi came out with the championship. Then on the next night of SmackDown, where we had the main event, which was the rematch from the pay-per-view, and we had that main event week 7 of SmackDown, which was the first SmackDown show after the pay-per-view. We had the same thing happen again. We had Austin Aries win by countout, but Tanahashi essentially retained the title due to countout. And what else we had was a triple threat at the Live from MSG pay-per-view event, in which Jack Swagger just randomly comes here to SmackDown to be accurate, which was my initial plan, to make him win the title. Thinking back at it, I guess it was kind of a bad idea, because he did become champion, which was my plan. But thinking at it now, I guess it would have been cooler if Tanahashi stood holding the title or Austin Aries won. But nah, that's that. And so Austin Aries wins the 6-pack challenge. Unlikely odds, to be fair. What's 100 divided by 6? I'm too lazy to do the multiplication. I really am too lazy to do the multiplication. Round it to the nearest blah blah blah. Whatever. I don't care. So that was his percent. If you guys bothered to do the math for me, I'm too lazy to think of it in my head. I could just cheat and use calculator, but I'm too lazy to start searching for a calculator now. Well, there. So Austin Aries, he's gonna get his 4th shot at the United States Championship. 3rd time wasn't a charm. Mostly because it was an unlikely advantage because it was a triple threat. So Austin Aries didn't necessarily have good odds, to be fair. But that's that. Basically, 33% chance for each in that triple threat. 33 for Tanahashi, 33 for Aries, 33 for Swagger. Swagger was the one who got the 33%. And so, Austin Aries, his 4th shot at the next title. Can 4th time be a charm? 3rd time wasn't a charm. Can 4th time be a charm for Austin Aries with a different opponent? His different opponent being a different United champion, being a different style, which is Guerrera. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you all in Superstars Week 2. Since this will be a second episode of Superstars, so it counts as Week 2, basically. And then after that, we're going to probably do GM mode. No, we're not. I'm thinking about it. No, we're not going to do GM mode. We're going to do Heat, then Raw, then Metal, then ECW, then Velocity, then SmackDown, then Superstars, then all over again until we get to a pay-per-view, and then until we decide to do GM mode again. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video, and bye. This took forever.